All right, so welcome into week 6. This is going to be a really powerful week, you guys, and hopefully this we start to make the shift into taking new and more invigorating and exciting actions moving forward more than ever before actually, because really our life is the result of the actions that we're taking. And so if we can get into taking actions that are aligned with our goals, losing 10 pounds, making 10K, right? Whatever your goals are, quite honestly, that's just kind of the guide that we're following, the better, right? And so as I just mentioned, our life literally is a series of choices that we make. Often we have our unconscious mind helping us make these choices without really thinking about it. And I say helping because it does help you be more efficient in your life so that it frees up your conscious mind to be able to make new choices or to, use its energy however you see fit. So, what's interesting about this, though, is the choices we made in the past often they may or may not have been the best choices, and they often lead us just to where we were in our life, if you will. Where we're going, though, is often a new set of choices, a new set of actions, and a new way of thinking, and all of that stuff. So, what's cool and the reminder here is that every moment, you guys, not only every day, but literally every moment we have, every single day, we have a choice that we can make. And what are we going to do with our time? Our attention and our time is the main currency of our life. It is creating our reality. So, what we do with it is the most important decision. So, really, most human beings are not taking that idea to the level they should, and they're just taking it for granted, quite honestly. And that's why I love listening into other people and, communicating this stuff because hopefully it re-inspires people and it re-motivates you into reminding you that, hey, our life on this earth is actually limited to the time we have here. So what we do with that time is a huge idea, actually. And it's a choice we have, right? And so last week, really quick, I want to just kind of touch on this because this sets the stage for where we're going here. So last week we talked about structure, and success is not personal, it is structural, truly. Right? So a lot of times we get into this model or this structure that doesn't work for us, but we don't necessarily challenge it. Well, that's what we're doing like never before in this program. We're challenging our structure. In fact, we're challenging ourselves in ways that we've never ever dreamed about before. Truly, our identities, our beliefs, our thoughts, our feelings, everything about us actually we're challenging in this program. And when you do this, you now can level up like never before. So let me just take you guys through really quick what the structures were. And it was problem-oriented structure. This is where most people live, actually, where you're basically a victim. You're stuck oscillating. You want something better for your life, but then you kind of get pulled back to the problem or whatever's going on for you, right? And this does imply that you always have a problem that has to that has to be there actually, right? So although this is, where most people live, we want to break out of this structure for ourselves. It'll only allow you to kind of stay where you're at, truly. And so it really, in other words, it will never serve you. Solution oriented is a structure that's a little bit better than problem oriented because it allows you to find the solution to the problem. It allows you to progress, in other words, but it's very slow. It is a bit more empowering, but it still implies that you have a problem to solve or that you are a problem to solve when it comes to looking at your own life and reality. So instead of the problem or solution oriented structure, we want to fast forward to the end, to who we truly are, actually. And that is a creation oriented structure. We are the creator of our life, actually. This is a limitless structure. It's fully flowing and advancing, and you're fully empowered when you are creating. When you're creating, you're not worried about solving a problem. You're just creating. And you can create anything, right? So this implies that you're already awesome as you are, whole, complete, full of potential energy, ready to create, and you could create anything that you desire. Truly like an artist on a blank canvas, right? A sculptor to a piece of clay. That's who we are in our life. And we, despite anything, despite our past, despite whatever past results we've had, we can create anything in the future. And that's what we're going to do like never before. And I want to bring you guys to this idea that at our core, okay, life is choices. At our core, if we start to choose these four core daily choices every day, this helps you orient yourself into the creator structure, the creation structure. Okay. And I choose the end result of living the life I love, or it's simultaneous here, or loving the life I live. It's either or. I choose the end result of being the predominant creative force in my life. I choose the end result of health and vitality, and I choose the end result of living my true nature and purpose, right? I am a creator, which is you're a creator. So choose that to live that, right? So if you choose these, inherently, you are now in a creative faculty for yourself. Okay. So we're going to start to implement this to the next level this week. And I want to take you guys down a little bit further here. We're going a bit deeper than ever before. But I do want to remind you, you're the same you now and in the future. So even though you don't have the millions of dollars or the amazing body that you're after right now, or whatever that is that you guys are looking to create for yourself, you are still that same version. It's just at a different point in time right now. That's all it is. It's at a previous point in time. Just like the seed is at a previous point in time to the sapling, is at a previous point in time to the tree. You're still the tree, right? So as a human being, though, we can conceptualize our end state, and that's what we're going to do like never before. And that's what helps you get into how does it actually feel? Because truly, that's really what we're trying to get down to is being that version of us right now in the present moment. And you only know that you're being it when you feel it. So that's why that's the measurement we're going to be going towards. Okay. So what's the difference? Well, our thoughts, we're thinking better, we're feeling better, we're acting better, and we're more aligned and more aware. And what are we more aligned and more aware of? We're more aligned with who we truly are, what we truly want. Remember, a life we love, right? There's no reason we can't create a life that we love. It's just the thoughts and feelings and beliefs that we had before that were keeping us kind of stuck, not living a life we love. So, as we get more aligned to this idea and we get more aware of those thoughts we used to have, those feelings we used to have, those actions we used to take or not take, procrastinate on, right? Then we get to see exactly what's going on and now we can do something with it. That's actually what enlightening is actually. And before I get to that idea, I just want to share exactly what's happening with throughout this program actually. Is before you started the program, okay? You were your current self and then you had this future self as the idea that we're going towards. But as you keep going, you realize, hey, no, we're merging the two and we can just be the future self right now. We don't have to wait. We're a human being who is being, right? So if you're being in the present moment, your future self, that implies that you are already him or her, right? That you're already that version. So I hope this makes sense. Does this make sense before I go any further, you guys? I just want to do a quick check-in.
Yeah, yeah, it makes sense.
Okay.
Yep.
Cool, cool. Cool. I just want to make sure that, this this connects with you guys and this makes sense before we get any further here. So the idea is this, and I love the onion analogy. Okay. So the onion is many different layers. And what's happening is we think we need to be adding to our life. Like we need to add money to our life. We need to add health to our life. But it's actually the opposite. In order to have the money, in order to have the life you love, in order to have the body you love and your health, you have to take away the layers that are almost like acting as a shield, preventing that in already, right? And those layers are your thoughts, your beliefs, your identities, all these things. And every time you peel back a layer, you feel some emotional distress because there's emotion involved with everything we're doing. So if you previously felt unattractive, overweight, poor, poverty, lack, whatever it is, we've uncovered a lot of the feelings behind health and wealth. Okay. But whatever feelings you felt before, there's going to be a dissonance between that feeling and the feeling of abundance and of vitality and energy, right? So the net result is some emotional distress. It's going to feel almost anxiety producing. And this is, I'm getting ahead of myself, but it races it. Your heart starts to beat actually. Anytime you take a new action towards something that's unfamiliar, which is our goals actually, in a lot of cases, they're unfamiliar. It pumps up your heart, like it gets your heart going and creates a little bit of anxiety. That's actually good. It's a really good thing. It means it's implying you're getting out of your comfort zone and you're choosing a new thought, feeling, or action, basically. Okay. So, in other words, and I actually live my life now based off of that. If I'm not taking action every day that's making my heart kind of pump and I feel uncomfortable, then I'm not progressing the way that I really know I can. And if you're not feeling that on a regular basis, you're living life kind of still in your comfort zone. So I hope that makes sense. But that's a very important like measurement that you can kind of tap into. And so here's literally what we're doing is every time we let go of a limitation for ourselves, it allows us to share and show who we truly are. You guys, this is you. Okay? Doesn't matter how much weight you weigh, it doesn't matter how much money's in the bank. You are
I beg your
perfection.
pardon.
Oh, sorry, Rob, go ahead, brother.
Oh, I thought that was funny. Come on. I said, I beg your pardon. You said, this is you. No.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry to interrupt, Tony. I apologize. Bad joke. Bad joke.
I love it, Rob. Totally, bro. So this idea is you, right? Is we we have all these layers over us and these limitations, but we can start to let go of them. And we're going to start to let go and peel our onion like never before moving forward. For in fact, the next few weeks, we're going to be really getting deeper into this idea. And um, really, I can't wait to share what we're going to be doing because really, once you understand what's happening, it gets easier and easier to let go. So that's really what I want to bring you guys to, especially by the end of the program. I want you guys to just understand the true potential that's within you right now. That's truly all I want to uncover for you. And when you do, you can create anything. You can have the life of your dreams, quite honestly. But I love this. And this comes from Chris Duncan. And I shared that with you guys last week, the meditation and the little visualization. And I'm going to come back to you in just a moment just to see what you guys thought of that. But basically, I love his analogy of melting ice cubes. Your thoughts and beliefs and identities are just like they've been formed. Okay, just like an ice cube has been formed. It was just water that was in a cube of, the container it was in, and then it got frozen in time. Well, you can actually melt them. They are not real. You just melt them and then you're back to flowing water, right? So if you can imagine yourself as water and it's moldable, it can be created in any direction. That's a cool analogy, right? Because you can just melt it and then refreeze it into a new structure. And that's exactly what we're going to start to do. Okay. And of course, enlightenment changes your perspective. Once you understand what we're doing here, And once you understand that, well, hey, I can let go of things. I don't have to take them with me. Man, does life get powerful. So I want to stop it. Yeah, I'm going to stop it right here for a moment. I just want to do a quick check-in with you guys. Were you guys able, and I know Rob, I spoke to you, Rob, a little bit, but were you guys able to check out the audio that I sent you last week?
Tony, I did not. I'm
I have,
sorry.
Okay, no worries, no worries.
like I said, man, that's why we need to add that thing to the app. Because if the app popped up, have you checked this out? Have you done this yet? Tony's asking, are you checked in? You know, like that kind of thing. That's why I said it'd really be helpful because like just life happens all around it. So I apologize, brother. I missed it.
Yeah, no, no, no. That's okay. And actually, Rob, it's the money, sitting down with money was part of that actually. So you did you
Oh,
were it,
okay.
yep, yep. So you're able to do one of those, which is awesome.
Okay.
Um, so basically, and no worries, guys. And actually, I am still working on figuring out how to actually implement that reminder for you guys in the app. So once I get that, I will let you guys know because that really will be helpful for sure. But basically, I'm gonna be giving you a couple more to try this week. So
Okay.
if whatever ones you guys want, I'll roll the one from last week up as well, so you guys can try that as well. But all it is it's gonna help you practice letting go of whatever beliefs, limitations, thoughts that you're kind of holding on to around money, around health, around your capacity and capabilities. It's just going to help you start to let go of them more effectively. Okay.
Okay.
And so don't worry about that. I just wanted to check in really quick. So let me come back here and yeah, so I want to get into this idea. And Rob, you're getting into this with me as well, which is going to be so incredibly awesome.
You
And
bet, bro.
oh my God, this is going to be rocking, bro. So really, this idea is and we talked about this before, right? We've got our conscious mind, our subconscious or unconscious mind, and then the gatekeeper and protector that's kind of sitting there keeping status quo for your identity and for your life, right? Well, there's something beyond us, and it's the highest side of us, actually. It's purely energetic. It's not necessarily the physical part of us, but it's the super conscious mind. Okay. And what's cool about this is everyone has a super conscious mind. And that's actually the part of us that's connected to all of us. Okay. So we each have an individual conscious mind, consciousness, if you will. And then we've got a subconscious, which is like the protector. Okay. Then the superconscious connects us all together. So literally, we are tied together via this superconscious mind. It knows everything about everyone in the known universe. It's the all intelligent energy that is amongst us, that we just are swimming in the ocean of, basically. Okay. And so the idea is we can tap into this to help us on our journey. And this is next level. And I am pursuing, and Rob knows this as well, right? Um, Pursuing learning about this to the next level. In fact, I really do want to get certified in this idea, and it's through Chris Duncan, actually, which is awesome. He's kind of trailblazing this study in this idea, and I love it, and it's just top notch. It helps you fast forward without all of the work that you'd otherwise have to do, and that we could still do on in parallel with, but it just helps you fast forward like never before. And the way I want to describe this, you guys, is, and hopefully you know that. So I came from a tech background a little bit with computers and all this stuff. This was my world for 18 years, actually, prior to coaching. And the idea is a computer gets fragmented as you're using it. It's picking up and putting down memory and block spaces of and blocks of memory all over its hard drive. Okay, and it's, if you can imagine, a hard drive is like a giant record player, and so it's got to spin to read whatever's going on. Well, if everything's all over the place, it's not very organized and it slows the computer operating system down. Okay. So if you can liken your life in your mind to like becoming fragmented over time, and it's these things that we don't even want in there anymore. There's old programs running that we just want to get rid of, and there's all sorts of garbage and viruses and malware, all this stuff that's kind of sitting in your mind. Well, the superconscious, okay, is like the ultimate defragmentation for our operating system. So you just sit down and you just allow it in, and you allow it to do its thing. You just allow it to, hey, you know, just let go of these things that are limiting me. And it does it for you basically. And so through this guided audio you guys are going to hear this week, um, you'll be able to sit down for like 15 minutes and just practice with this. Practice defragmenting your hard drive in your mind. Okay, so I hope that's a cool analogy, but for the nerds and techie people, I think it's like a perfect analogy. Cool. So what's really around this, and this is where you guys can also kind of combat this with the conscious mind, is if you can let go of these 9 egoic agendas. So this is literally your self-conscious is it has a different agenda than the superconscious, than the higher you. And it could be any one of these. And we talked about this last week. We started talking about in the 6 ways you're self-sabotaging yourself, right? Well, they all tie back to these 9 egoic agendas. So if you can understand and look at this for yourself and be like, all right, do I have any of these agendas playing out in my day-to-day life right now? Okay. To be perfect, to be needed or worthy, to be valuable, to be loved, to be safe and understood, to find authority, right? Credibility, to be happy, to dominate and have power, or right, or to ensure, let me move this out of the way, to ensure that there's no conflict. So if you really dissect your actions each day, you will find that if you're in a problem-oriented structure, it's often being driven by one of these or a lot of these 9 egoic agendas. Okay. Just really quick, you guys, if you're open to sharing, is there any one of these, and I'm going to share with you mine, but is there any one of these that sticks out for you that you
For,
feel
for me,
like?
Tony, it's all eight, the first eight, and then they
Yeah.
create number nine in reverse.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like, so all
Yes.
those are what I need and what I qualify and need in my existence. And then, like I said, when they're not, then it's almost like the conflict is caused because of. Like, I don't
Yes.
try and peace war. I don't try and bring the peace. I bring the war, which is like the old Rob, right?
Yes. Totally,
Yeah.
Rob. Yeah, bro. Thank you for sharing that, man. That's really powerful, actually. Yes. And Angie, anything stick out for you as well?
Yeah, I think the to be happy. And it's
Yeah.
funny that that's on there though, because I feel like I would not have thought of that like as an egoic thing. Like
Yeah.
just, to be happy. It sounds like I don't know, it sounds like a normal kind of aspiration. Um,
Yes.
so it's
I agree.
interesting.
Oh, sorry.
No, sorry, Rob, go ahead.
I was just saying, I totally agree with you. I was saying the same thing with love because they both seem like very positive action
Yeah,
equality situations. But yeah, depending on how you're trying to go about getting them or perceiving them or processing them, I guess.
right. So it's
Yes.
interesting. But so I relate to that, but it's interesting that maybe I shouldn't be striving for that so much.
Yeah, this is such an amazing awareness, you guys. So what this is implying is that we need to get this from external, from someone else or something
Okay.
else. Do you understand? So,
Yeah.
so the idea is to be perfect. It's we're needing to have other people look at us as being perfect. Do you know what I mean? Like, so to be
Yeah.
loved, it's I need somebody else's love in order to feel loved.
Well, and that's what I
Okay.
was trying to say. They all
Yeah.
kind of intertwine because, like, for example, the love and the happiness come from if you're feeling valuable or needed or
Right.
worthy. And then to
Yeah.
attain that, you got to be perfect. And then to do that, you know what I mean? It's like that whole backwards, back and forth dance, the whole thing. And then usually a human's natural condition will be to go to conflict if it doesn't work, right? Because it's like, fuck this, or full internal like shutdown, like just a recluse, I guess, on the other side of it.
Yes. 100%, Rob. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
bro. So this is literally this will set you free actually. This alone, understanding this, being aware of this, because now you can look at, all right, what is my agenda here? Like
Mhm.
what's driving me here? Right? Is it do I feel out of balance in any of these areas? But what I want you guys to start to challenge for yourself and start to choose for yourself is I can feel all of these right now. I don't need anybody else or anything else in order to feel all of these things right now.
Agreed.
Okay. This is powerful, man. Like this will change your life actually. So if you can pause on, and this is literally action number one for this week, exercise number one, but it's I want you guys to sit in each one of these just for a couple minutes, okay? And see, all right, what am I feeling about needing to be perfect? Like, why do I need to be perfect, right? What's driving that? And can I actually just accept that I'm perfect as I am right now in this present moment? As I am with the amount of weight on my body, with the amount of money in my bank, right? Is that okay to just feel like, hey, I'm perfect as I am? Right? Same with worthiness. They're all going to be very similar. You're going to notice this, okay? To be needed and worthy. What if I could just be worthy as I am with the amount of money in my bank, with the health that I currently have, right? So what you're going to find, you guys, is that all of these kind of lead you to acceptance of yourself. Okay, self-acceptance. And the idea is it's self everything. It's self love. It's self happiness. It's self acceptance. It's self safety. It's self everything. And that's what we're getting to here, guys, right? We are the creators of our own life and our own reality. No one else. At any time we've got an agenda other than that, it's we're giving away our power, our true innate power. Okay. So does this make sense? And does this exercise sound cool?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Awesome. I've been doing this like never before, you guys, and I've felt the best I've ever felt actually. I just I literally just there's no more need to prove anything to anyone. There's no more need to just anything that's going on for you. There's no more need for it. And now it's like, okay, I can get out of that world and now I can create. What do I want to create now? I can return to my artist, Bob Ross. I'm not in my office, but I've got lots of Bob Ross figurines all over. But I can return to that with a blank canvas, right? Paint anything I want. Cool. Awesome. So that's the first exercise I really want you guys to try out this week. And again, that'll be in our app, um,
Okay.
along with the audios that I'm gonna mention in just a second, actually. So this is actually what we're gonna be getting into here. So with the egoic agenda, we want to start to let go of it. And there's a Chris Duncan meditation I'm going to share with you guys that he'll help guide you to this idea. And it's really just this idea where we're just going to allow the superconscious to recode our mind. Okay, defrag our mind, in other words. And what is recode actually? I want to kind of share this with you guys today. So there's in psychology, there's a term called the reconsolidation moment. And it's has to do with if you can look at your brain, okay? You have neurons that have formed, if you've thought a certain way for a period of time, it forms a neural pathway. Okay. And you literally have these neural pathways in your mind, and it looks like a superhighway, like a network of superhighway in your brain, actually, physically. And so as you have these neural pathways that have been formed, they are the pathway that are allowing the same types of beliefs and thoughts and identities. And it's basically got this, it's created this structure for those ideas to flow and to continuously flow and recreate who you are as a human being. Okay, it is the base structure of your existence. So the reconsolidation moment is anytime you learn something new, anytime you change the way you're looking at something, and you change a perspective, anytime you let go of something and you feel better about it, and you got a new perception around it and a new step forward, that is a reconsolidation moment in your mind. And if you look at that moment in time, actually, it's these two neural pathways come together and they form and they merge together and they form a new pathway that now, hey, I learned how to do the Rubik's Cube or whatever it is you're learning. Whatever it is that you just reprogrammed, in other words, it now has a neural pathway connection to it. Well, the superconscious can help you kind of break away neural pathways and reconsolidate the ones you need faster than anything else I've come across. And that's why we're going in this direction moving forward with our coaching and with our training here and with these programs that we're going to be doing, because it's the fastest way to do it, quite honestly. And it's the easiest as well. It's kind of ironic, right? So everything in our life, there's resistance around that is keeping us out of the innate flow that we're meant to be in. So if you can imagine, the innate flow is like a river and it's got lots of momentum, but resistance is like rocks in the river. Okay. Well, all of our limited thoughts, all of our limited beliefs, limited identities are likened to those rocks and dams that are in our river blocking our flow. The superconscious helps you eliminate all the rocks, at least the biggest ones in that moment for you, and let's go of them. And then as you continually do this work, new rocks will come up that you maybe were previously unaware of, and then you just simply brush them out of the way as well. Ultimately, what this will help get you into is just into flow more effective than ever before in your life. Going towards making lots of money for yourself easily, effortlessly, losing lots of weight for yourself, or building muscle and strength easily, effortlessly. And there's an idea I'm going to share with you guys at the end of choices, how this impacts our choices moving forward. Okay. But I want you guys to try this out, this audio that will help you recode your mind with where you're at right now in the present moment. Okay. And behind this is kind of action number 2, is we want to start to choose the limitless structure. Because again, it is a choice. You could choose to stay in a problem-oriented structure, or you could choose to be in your innate creation-oriented structure. And I love this quote, once you become it, it will come to be. Such a powerful quote there. And when you really look at what's happening, right? Every conscious moment is a crossroads. You could take charge. Again, this is a choice. You could take charge of your life, your results, and your circumstances and lead your life and be the leader and the creator of your life. Or you could simply just be a victim to the life results and circumstances and be led. And I don't want that for you guys anymore. I don't want that for anyone who I work with, anyone in my programs or whatever. I want you guys to become leaders in your own life, truly. So to help you, there's some conscious affirmations you can listen into and or just repeat to yourself daily. And if you even just looked at this for a minute a day, a couple times a day, 3 times a day, morning, noon, and night, you start to actually embody this over time. Especially when you're listening in to this super conscious audios that we're going to be getting into as well, you just become this faster than ever before, right? I am limitless. I am the leader and creator of my life. I can have, do, or be anything I choose. I am safe and I have full permission to create anything. I go after my goals and dreams relentlessly. I create a life I love and I am fully worthy of living it, actually. I let go of any doubts, worries, fears, and limitations, and I deserve and allow in total financial abundance and health. Okay. These are just ideas for you guys and ways you can start to talk to yourself with some self dialogue on the conscious side of things to just simply help you reinforce what we're doing here together. Okay. And ultimately, what are we trying to do? We are trying to come back into our balance and harmony and into our flow, truly, right? So that you're able to go in any direction, so that you don't have any hangups, so you don't have any problems that you're trying to fix, so that you can just go after whatever it is that you want relentlessly. And you choose and you can create anything, right? And I love these diagrams at the end here I'm going to share with you guys. It's really this simple. Okay? It's you are on a scale and it's a choice either way. It'll tip it either way. It's an illusion that you're ever just the same. You're either, whatever decision you make is either going to lead you to more health, better health, or worse health. It's really that simple. And it's really this actually simple is what am I eating? How much energy am I using? And what's the balance there? Right? So if I've already eaten a lot and I'm a little bit overweight, my scale's already tipped. Is what I'm doing going to tip it more or is it going to help me tip it back? Okay. This is such a powerful and simple thing to tie into. So if you guys print this off, I'm going to have this in your at the end as well of this week that you can print it out for yourself. But put it up and just to have it there as a reminder. Like it really is that simple. Like I can make the choice to either work out today and not eat a whole lot or the other way, right? Like it's that really that kind of idea. And same with money, right? The expenses we have, the income we're making, right? Does it match? Where does it match? How does it match? Is it way off balance? Is it tilting one way or the other? And you get to do this on a daily basis, moment to moment, if you want to. Just do a quick check in with where you're at. Okay. So, again, I'm going to have these for you guys to just tie into. But really, the question ultimately becomes, you guys, how do I feel better about more and and more in harmony with creating a life I love right now? So this idea is I can I can be everything right now. And it goes back to those 9 egoic agendas. And actually, I'm going to come back to you guys here because this is the end of this week's presentation. You can have, do, or be anything right now, including anything you think your future state is going to bring you. Happiness, joy, right? More freedom. You can be happy right now. You can be free right now. You can be joyful right now. And I want to help teach you guys how to create that for yourself because that is what actually magnetizes you to attract it in. Because once you're in that flow, it flows both ways to you. Like you're going to be flowing happiness and people are going to flow happiness your way. It's just the way it works. It's like you're opening the doors to it. Okay? So what's really powerful here is every choice we make, it will lead us in one direction or the other. Okay, it's that simple. But I want to paint the picture for you guys of what that actually looks like on and how you can actually compare yourself, if you will, okay, to where you want to be. So this idea is for health. If you're in problem creator mode, or sorry, problem oriented mode, you're going to be thinking about working out as, oh man, I really don't want to work out. It's like a challenge to even get yourself to work out. Okay. And or I just really don't want to eat healthy. It's just to even get yourself to do the thing, it's going to be a challenge and a problem. Okay. But if you're in creator mode for yourself, that hey, I'm just going to create health in my life right now. I'm just going to create it. It's not a problem. I'm just in my body. It's okay. My body's overweight a little bit. I'm a little bit out of balance. It's not a problem though. I'm choosing to create better health for myself. The difference there is you actually go to the gym or the workout to have your workout, and now you're like, okay, how am I doing with my workout? Like, am I having a good time with it? Am I enjoying it? Like, it's a different, totally different focus that you're making And you're going about it completely different, right? It's no longer a battle to do the thing. It's actually, how can I just have fun with this better? And how can I, do better and progress with it? How can I get better health from it? Right. So, really, what it becomes is it kind of becomes fun creating. Like it's like, hey, all right, I want to create more muscles and bigger muscles, right? All right, well, I got to increase my resistance. I got to increase the amount of weight I'm doing. I got to, right? I want to increase my endurance. So I got to increase the amount I'm running and the miles I'm going to be running today, right? It gets to be fun. You get to gamify it actually eventually. And that's where we're going to get to eventually is gamifying the actions of creation. Is how fun is this, right? It's like Bob Ross. It's like the ultimate analogy I can have for you guys is he paints a tree, right? Or he makes a mistake on his painting. It's not a mistake, they're happy accidents. And he puts a tree there to block them or something like that, right? So that's why I love Bob Ross's approach. He is the ultimate creator. And it's just so happens to be just artistic for him. But that's the same type of approach we want to take in our own life with everything we're doing, with everything we're creating. And so instead of looking at it as a problem, you look at it as I'm creating this, right? So instead of not having enough money in the bank on the other side of this, right? I don't have enough money in the bank. I'm not making enough money. No, it's how can I create something that will serve people better? Like that's how you know you're becoming a creator like never before. And I've realized this for myself like never before this year. Because I've got so many ideas on how I want to create these programs for you guys and how I want them to serve you. And, all these ideas are coming to me. I'm no longer in problem oriented mode. Like, how am I going to make money? No, I know how I'm making money. I know how I'm serving people. Now I just need to serve people better, right? And more of them. That's all I got to do. So it's a different mindset altogether. I hope this kind of makes sense with
Yeah,
this.
yeah, totally. Actually, I wanted to say,
Mm-hmm.
um, as you were talking about that, it made me realize that I kind of did that, right, with running.
Mm-hmm.
I started running during the pandemic because everything closed, and I always was a person who hated running, or I thought I couldn't run because I had flat feet, or,
Yeah.
I was always somebody who hated running. And then I just started doing it, and I got better and better at it. I started going farther and farther. And at some point, it occurred to me that I actually like this. Like, this is fun for me now. Like, I look forward to going on my runs and being outside and being in nature and having my time to myself and just clearing my head. And now it's not at some point it shifted from being like a burden, like, oh, I have to go out there and work out. And now it's become something that's really fun, and it's super easy for me now. Like, now I run 4 miles a day. You know what I mean? Like, when I go out there, and and I need it now. Like, I almost like this is just part of my life now. And so that's kind of like what you were saying, where the mind, nothing changed in terms of what I was doing. It's just that my mindset around and my perception of what I'm doing changed. It went from being, oh, I have to go out there and do this and it's hard and I can't do this and I'm not built for this, to like being, oh my God, I love doing this. I feel great doing this. My body loves doing this. Like, I feel awesome. And, and now that's where I'm at.
Yes. Angie, I love that. Yeah,
Yeah.
you've become that version
Yeah,
now,
yeah. Yeah,
right?
I am a runner now. Like, I am
Yes.
somebody who runs.
Totally.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
I'm so proud of you, Angie. It's wonderful. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah.
Yes. Rob, how about you? Did that make sense? This
Oh
idea?
yeah, I totally did. Well, I was jumping in and out in my own mind there, but like I really liked your terminology of the gamify. Like
Yeah.
I think if I heard you correctly, it was very similar to what Dr. Joe Dispenza was saying yesterday in the podcast thing I was listening to, where basically it's all on your perception. So for like money or weight or anything, it's the output and the input always balances based on what your mind perceives as safe. Like it'll always have that safe. Like you always find in life, you always have just enough, or you're always just at that limit, or you're always just able to break that barrier. It's because your mind knows how to keep you in that safe place, but it doesn't know how to achieve the extreme level. So you have to almost change the image of a risk and switch it into a reward, as a challenge, as a joy, as a fun, as opposed to like, holy fuck, how am I going to do that? And your mind will take it on in a more vigorous way, and you're channeling your energy into that way. So you'll be able to change those limits of input versus output as a safe level, and be able to stretch that limit by giving yourself that kind of gamify, as you said, mentality on it. So it's not so life or death, not so survivalist, more this is life, I get one, just go play kind of thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Love it, Rob. Yes, brother. Love it. And on the back end of that too, right? Is what's happening when we don't feel good about it is there's lots of resistance around there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Right. So it just is like it's like an invisible mountain you're climbing, and it's like, oh man, I really, it's basically keeps us out of our flow and the momentum towards it. Right. Whereas when you gamify it, you get to lower the resistance around it. You feel safe going after it. Right. You lower that mountain, you lower that resistance, and now you get into the river and you're into the flow of it now. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the thing. That's the difference. So is the version of you that has everything you desire is in complete flow with these things. It's easy to make. Like money's easy to make. Health is easy to create, right? And that's what's so funny is all it is. And there's so many ways you can look at this, right? It's your current self has a kind of a current comfort zone. And every time, that's why I mentioned when your heart is beating faster, you're exiting your comfort zone. And that's a good thing actually, because it's going to bring you new and better things often. Right. And literally almost 100% time it's better. It's better than what it was. So
Yes, those big recodings that I have to actually listen to as opposed to run from. That used to be like the turn and fucking run set off. Like when your heart starts pounding like that, you're in the wrong place. Where now that's the juice. That's the place where okay, this is outside of the box. This is the reality. This is pressing the limits. This is having fun here. Yeah, and that's the viewpoint, right? Sorry to interrupt you.
no, Rob, it's perfect, bro. I love it. I got to share this with you guys too at the very end here is that guy Mark Merrill. I went up to him afterwards. We got a picture with him and stuff like that, and we talked for a little bit. But I actually sent him a message today, an email, and in it I said, hey, your presentation was incredibly inspiring. You spoke at my son's school. I told him a little bit about me just to remember who I was that we were talking to. So he knew who I was, right, basically. But and I said, I'm also a coach and life coach and mindset coach, and I've been helping adult and higher level students kind of help evolve their life and mindset. And I said, I've been really looking to get this into schools more effectively this year. And I asked him, like, how exactly did you get into schools at the level you're at here? Or would you be open to a collaboration of some sort?
Oh,
A-
cool.
And so I wrote that and I sent it. And I'm like, my heart was like, okay, it's a little bit uncomfortable. But I mean, he's just, he's already doing kind of making the impact and the, things that I want to also be kind of getting out there doing.
Yeah.
So why wouldn't I ask him? Actually, that's the question. Why wouldn't I ask him? Like, so I just wanted to share that with you guys because that's literally how I'm living my life now. I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
what can I do to get uncomfortable, quite honestly?
That's awesome, Tone.
Yeah. So I don't know what's going to come out of it, or
Yeah.
even if he just gives a little bit of advice or something, that's a huge win as well. But honestly,
Totally.
I know where I want to go, so I'm just gonna go.
Oh, that's great, Tony.
Yeah, it's cool.
Do you ever
Awesome.
video those sessions when you're at the schools talking in front of the teachers?
Yeah, Rob. So the last one I did two presentations a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
I brought my camera, set it all up, recorded, but what I realized is my camera didn't have enough memory.
Oh no.
Cut out partway through.
So literally, I was so excited. I went to download it. It didn't record a thing. And actually, what
Oh,
what happens after like I think it's like 30 minutes, it didn't have enough, so it just erased it from the buffer. So I'm like, oh
No problem.
crap. So
That's
yeah,
right.
I'm working on that too in the background here.
okay, good, good.
That'll definitely pique his curiosity. You got to send him that, and then he'll be like, "Oh, okay, I see what you're trying to do." Yeah.
Totally. Yes, yes. Absolutely, man. That's why this is to me it's honestly kind of fun because as we keep going, we're getting better at it each time, and just as more and more people are learning about it, it's making more and more of an impact, and it's kind of fun. It's kind of cool to see that kind of be building. So
Yeah,
yeah, anyways, again, it should be fun. It should always be fun. Life should be awesome and fun, and you should love it, right? If you're not loving it, gamify it better. Like if there's stuff you guys are doing that you just don't love, find a way to love it, right?
yeah,
If you, for instance, if you don't love working out, let's say, or hitting the weights, what do you love? Could you love running, like Angie, right? Like,
yeah.
could you love something else? And because any activity is good activity, right? Any
Mhm.
it's expending energy, right? That's a win. So that's to me, that's the approach we want to be taking moving forward. So
Yeah.
cool.
Awesome, Tone.
Excellent, guys. So anything else before I let you guys go today? Anything else to wrap up here?
No, good session, bud.
Yeah, this was great today.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much. And literally thank you guys for making the choice to be here and to spend this time with us in this program. It truly means the world to me. I appreciate you guys so much. This is huge. I,
Oh, thanks,
I
Tony.
Yes, I don't think you guys realize like how much this is going to inspire your, what you guys are doing too, but everyone, like, people doing this work, it's very inspirational to see other people doing it. So,
Mhm.
yeah, I'm proud of both of you guys. And Monique as well. I know she's not here today, but yes.
Thanks, brother.
Yes, my pleasure, you guys. So listen, go out there and create today and this week. Okay? And
Will.
try out that audio. Let me know what you guys think. I'll check
Yes.
in next Thursday. We'll circle back and see what you guys thought of that.